How's it going there, Halo fans? Welcome to another episode of the Halo Effect. As usual, I am your host, Robert Lockhart. You know what? Let's talk a little baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, it's officially done. Anthony Rendon is no longer a member of the Angels. He's probably not going to play in 2026 because he's still recovering from that hip surgery. But the Angels have officially got the contract restructured, and the money's going to be deferred over the next few years. So instead of owing him $38.5 million for this coming season, it's only going to be maybe a little over $7 million. So the Angels get to save a little more than $30 million on this next season. So their payroll, as it stands right now, is probably a little under $140 million. And the tax threshold is $241. So that tells me the Angels got a lot more wiggle room to go out and get somebody very worthwhile and get other players as well. Now, here are my suggestions. I'm going to say it again. If I have to repeat it, I'm gonna. And honestly, hey, if you guys disagree, let me know. If you guys have any other suggestions, please let me know. So here are mine. My suggestions for the outfield to replace Taylor Ward is Kyle Tucker. I know you guys have heard me say it before, but I'm going to reiterate it. Kyle Tucker is the guy you want. He's not a Boris client. That's very, very enticing as it is. And he's the typical player of what you want. He's your 5-tool outfielder. He's a great defender in the outfield. He primarily plays right field, but he'd have to move over to left because I don't know if the Angels want Trout playing left field. The ball gets hit there a lot, so I'm not sure. My guess is he would have to play left. Yep, strong arm, great bat, hits for average, hits for power. And from what I understand, he's a good teammate. From what I understand, he's a good team guy. That's what worries me about Bellinger. He's just not a team guy. The way he structured his contracts, he plays for himself. He plays for the money, and I don't want that no more. Enough of that. We already had that, and that was a nightmare. Let's not go that direction anymore. Kyle Tucker for the outfield, for the corner outfield position. For third base, what we want to do is we want to get a guy who actually, A, wants to play, B, can post there for the next 2-3 seasons, and C, is a slightly different, decent defender. My suggestion, because he's on the trade block, is to want to get Nolan Arenado. Now, I know his offense has been a little not great lately. But, I don't know, maybe coming home to play in Southern California may reinvigorate his offense. You never know. On the plus side, he's far better than what we've had there over the last few years. And he's still a solid Gold Glove defender. So that's always a plus. Now, I know it's probably going to take a couple of pitching prospects that we got. Maybe Ryan Johnson. I don't know. But you know what? Go for it. We have an abundance of pitching prospects now as it is. We can give up a couple. That's not going to hurt us. Nolan Arenado for third base. It's a good fit. Trust me. That is a good fit. Now, as per the center field position. Let's see. What do we have? Bryce Teodosio? Hasn't proven he can hit. Nelson Rada hasn't proven he's ready for the big leagues yet. And Adele ain't going back to center, guys. That's not going to happen. Now, you guys probably wonder where I'm going with the whole Kyle Tucker thing to replace Taylor Ward. It's like, well, Joe Adele's going to play left field now. I know that. But you know what? I don't want that. I don't want that. I highly suggest this very, very much, that we need to trade him with his value as high as it is. And I still say the best place is Detroit. Make the trade to Detroit, bring over Bryce Rayner, move Bryce Rayner to third base as he's coming up through the system, And he'll be ready to go in a couple of years when Arenado's contract is about up and he's maybe getting ready to hang up his cleats. It's the perfect situation. It fits. That would be great. And I know you guys think I'm crazy. You know what? Jack Kahanowitz to Colorado, bring Mikey Moniak back to play center field. Now you got Troughton right, Moniak in center, who's a far better center fielder than what we got anyway, minus Teodosio. They're both on the kind of same plane. I think Teodosio is probably a little bit better defender. But aside from that, Moniak's a Gold Glove caliber defender, and he can hit the ball. We've seen him do it. You know, if anybody paid attention to Colorado last year a little bit, you saw him hit, and you saw him hit well. So, you know, don't give me that. And then we have Kyle Tucker in left. Seems like a great outfield. Then in the infield, Shonwell, Moore, Neto, Arenado, with O'Hoppe behind the plate. Guys, this seems like a great lineup to me. This seems like a really good team. If this could happen, that would be great. But let's look at the bright side right now. Rendon's gone. No more Rendon. We don't got to worry about him no more. He's done. He's out. When he's healthy again, maybe he signs with one of the Texas teams, because we know he will, because he's that kind of a jerk. But anyway, that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, let me know. Until next time, go Halos.